All right, guys, welcome to the podcast. Today we have super exciting news. We would like to share that we just closed our deal number 100 in 2021. Yeah, all right. Super excited for the team. Everybody who sent us some business, all the friends, all the clients, past clients, everybody who sent us referrals. We thank you so much. Couldn't have done it without you. And especially my team, the people who work with me, couldn't have done it without them. So we're super happy. We had a goal of 100 this year. We're going to close a little more. And we're hitting, next milestone next year. We're going to have a bigger goal. So I'm super excited. Today episode, we're talking some news and some tips for sellers and whatever comes up. So I would like to start off with
biggest news.
We got some articles going on websites that Zillow stopped buying homes. They used to offer money for houses. They used to help sellers sell it fast. They use their own money. Of course, they raise those money, but they buy from sellers right away and they resell it. That's called iBuying, iBuying, and they try to buy. They bought too many. So basically, right now Zillow has too many homes. They're trying now to unload those homes. What is it? 8,000?
Yeah, 8,000 already. They
need to get rid of.
Yeah, they offering cash.
They even had that they were getting they were getting requests from sellers every 5 minutes. Crazy. So many homes they bought.
I heard stories from people who actually sold to Zillow, and they were really pleased with the transaction. So good for them. But now Zillow is in trouble, I guess. Yeah,
they're now in trouble. They're stopped buying.
Yeah,
and they need to unload what they already have.
They build a great platform where people is really helpful. Because they have a Zestimate, I believe. It's not accurate all the time, but at least in some cases you will have like
it's
good information about how much can you earn, how the rents around. That's motivate people to sell it, because you can live in a place and have no idea what the price.
But they relied on an Zestimate to buy homes, and that they're now in trouble because of that, because they relied on an algorithm to be able to
calculate
which was not really accurate.
And then there's also there's a bunch of tweets even about Zillow that Zillow is really out here saying my house is worth $20,000 more than it was a month ago. Market straight up bananas. One person wrote on Twitter. Then somebody even complained.
Basically, the same strategies that car dealers or car websites using right now. They buying cars.
Yeah,
they're buying flats like cars.
One guy says, Zillow let a robot buy up thousands of properties, outbidding real buyers and artificially inflating the market. And now we'll be laying off a full quarter of its workforce and selling off the properties to rental corps like BlackRock and vastly discounted prices. That's right. So that's the big news. I guess there's been, about Zillow, there's a lot of people who were realtors before 2005, that when the Zillow started. They were not used to their clients having access to properties. Yeah. They thought that their access to property is what that's their value proposition.
You should buy what I send you.
Yeah, you're like, you don't have the access. I have the access. I'm a real estate agent. You need me to buy. Then the Zillow comes out with their platform, and our realtors are like, oh my God, we probably not need it anymore. But turns out people still need real estate agents the trusted advisors.
Touch. It's all about personal.
Yeah, and consultation. You need an advisor on your side. And
that kind of business, when you have like everything automated, you have like the people who work for Zillow. They could be not familiar with the area, with the local shops, with the people who live around. So it's going to be just a general information.
But the idea was that the person can buy online with no realtor because they have access to it, or just go straight to the listing agent without the buyer's agent. That didn't work out. Some people do it, but most the people still hire their agent.
They need more information than just numbers.
But a lot of agents, they started in the business a long time ago before internet, were very mad at Zillow and other platforms like Redfin and everything else. They were mad at them because, we used to have all the leads. We used to have phone calls, that phone that would ring, you pick up, you're like, okay, I'm the agent. And they can now go online. And now you have to have avenues and platforms and services where you get clients online, not by phone. Phone doesn't ring anymore for the office.
But agents, they were just afraid that they are going to steal their clients because,
Zillow?
it's going to be that Zillow is going to steal their clients.
let's
That's what they were afraid of.
Let's
and that's-
bring Redfin. They have
Yeah.
a different model. They have the own agents who work for them.
Yeah, that's a different model.
That's absolutely
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But depends. Like you can get really good agent, and you can get random agent. So you
Yeah,
always take a risk. You cannot like choose your agent if you want to sell.
Yes.
They will send you somebody.
The model they have is unique. They have some lead agents and they have schedulers. But basically, when you want to see the house, you click, you want to see it, somebody shows up.
Yeah, but
So you don't have relationships. You don't know who it is. You don't know how many they know, how much they know. But the model works. You know, the people get into
Absolutely.
homes, and these Redfin agents even represent sellers because they have like 1% listing fee.
and
you
it's good. It's good for sellers. They can negotiate. They can sell the home like with the lowest commission. You can negotiate commission. They have a lower rates.
Oh, they do rebates.
Yeah.
They give you back the money. For the buyers, they give you back the money. Looks like.
Yeah, but when you buy a home, I feel like there is no chance you will not get a agent because you're not spending money on agent, and you can choose any agent you
You
want.
would think, yeah, that why not get an agent? It's free.
Yeah,
You know, you get all the knowledge and all the expertise, consultations, advising, everything for free. But still, people think that if you go to the listing agent straight up, then they're gonna give you a better deal.
But
Not necessarily true.
about Zillow, I would say it's still the best way to find out what the rental price around the area you want to buy. Or
Think they're
invest-
accurate?
Yeah,
They're
just
accurate?
just for general information, I think it's great.
Yeah, if somebody, I work mostly with the investors, and they like, how much can I get for rent in this
Yeah.
area? How much here? How much here?
Zillow's accurate.
Yeah, Zillow is pretty accurate. I always go in a different places. I will go to the Facebook Marketplace. I would go to Zillow. I would go to Craigslist just to have an idea how much like the private owners who are not familiar with the internet and still posting on Craigslist wanna
Yeah.
rent it. You can have the general like idea about that, and they give you like even the number. Even if you buying, you will have the number. What's the possible rent could be. Even if you're not looking for the investment, you will have like the idea. Is your deal good?
What's going on right now in rents in Chicago?
The rents in Chicago recovered. Now
Yeah?
it's hard to find a rent. I live in a rental place myself, so I was looking about maybe I should move to the bigger place because like 2 months or 3 months ago it was not good. People was desperate. They have huge mortgages and they cannot afford to keep the places empty, so they were taking any.
Yeah, I mean there was like 2 months incentivized, like 2 months for free.
Oh,
3
that
months
was normal.
for free.
That was normal. That was
Yeah.
normal.
Now they're all filled up.
But it's not only Chicago. Suburbs, exactly the same situation. It's so hard to find something.
Right now, well,
Like-
suburbs always been good. Even through the COVID,
it's
they've always
just
been good.
crazy right now.
But I'm surprised that the city recovered
Yeah, city recovered. I believe that's
so fast.
more office now in the downtown. When I go home, I'm going through downtown often, and I see a lot of people. So this all the summer it was just a party time, like at the night, but in the midday, people go into the offices again. Not everybody. A lot of people work from home, but it's recovered. That is visible. So people come back to city, but the winter time will show if they will close everything and force us to eat in a small booth around the city outside, almost outside. People will go to the suburbs again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suburbs, yeah, the prices are pretty good. Well, cities recovered pretty fast. That's good. I didn't know that the rentals are back.
Yeah.
in
I was
full
looking for
speed.
myself, and even 3 months ago, I would have a better deal, like 400 less than now.
That's
And
good.
No, maybe somebody's still offering 2 months. It's like the first and last just for free, but not everybody like before. Before they were catching you, like
How's it things in New York? Have you heard anything?
no, I didn't hear about New York, but
Because I've heard
a lot
that
of
a bunch
people,
of apartments. Empty.
yeah, a bunch of apartments just staying. There is a people who don't wanna sign the leases for like half a price or 70% of the price, just keep it empty. Especially people. I heard the most struggled people who own the parking spots next to the offices, because the office like empty and the parking spot is empty too, and there is investors who was buying like thousands and thousands and thousands and making the renting out like parking, so they still paying for the maintenance. They're gonna pay in the winter time to clean
plowing,
like
yeah.
5,000 spaces, and so they have expenses. even if they own it, but I don't think they own it. They finance it, so you will never think about you will be bankrupt. You will be bankrupt on a parking lot, but
Yeah.
if office is closed,
Yeah. All right, let's switch the topic a little bit. Let's talk about maybe selling a house with tenants. What do you think? Like, I have my own point. You know, I do a show on Ukrainian radio on every Wednesday 10 a.m. And last week I spoke about it, that it's very good when you're selling a property. It's always good to have it vacant, to have it first. Wait till the lease ends, especially if the lease is low. You know, if your only buyer is investor doesn't like a low lease. Absolutely. You really have to be a low price to make sure that the deal is good for investor. Your pool of buyers now much lower. Whoever is looking for their property to move in and buy for themselves, they're not interested. Somebody's living still there. So you really want to to wait till the lease ends on that property. And there's a lot of things that also play out. Like if the property is also rented, then the appraisal is different.
Yep.
The appraisal's coming, and he's evaluating it as an investment now.
Yeah, and it's low.
Yeah.
It's gonna be low. I have 2 points about that. The first one about myself, I was trying to buy one of the investments, and the price was good. The place was without the pictures, but I know the area. I was familiar with the building, so I stopped by just to see it. I sent the offer. They almost accepted, like verbally accepted the offer. Just want me to see the place. I came to the place, and it was a mistake from the agent from the other side. He wasn't there, and I was able to speak with the tenants, like a buyer, like agent and the buyer at the same time. So the price was like just a little bit over 100,000. There was a 2-bedroom in Oaklawn, and the rent was 900. So
a little bit too low.
Too low. Yeah, the payment's gonna be 890 or 900. So it's gonna be break even. And I was thinking about, I can speak with the tenants there. Tenants live in month to month, so sounds easy. You will just give them notice and that's it. Tenants has VA voucher, so the government paying the portion. That's the lady with a daughter, and I just ask her. I most likely are going to be the new owner of this place. And what do you want to do? You want to leave? You want to stay here? I will raise the price to like 1,200 or something. She was like, I will not pay that amount. I'm like, okay, so what's...
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, so
cancel the deal.
Yeah, so what do you want to do? And she was like, I hope
stay for 900.
Yeah, I hope you're going to be more humane and not kick me out in the middle of the winter.
That's right.
So
you backed out.
So yeah.
You backed out. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it's especially when the rent is low. It's not attractive. So that's talking about sales. Selling your properties, and we want to a little bit unwrap maybe that what's every seller wants 2 things. Sell it fast and sell it for top dollar. That's the most important thing that the seller wants. And especially when you're listing your property with a real estate agent, seller is a little bit in the dark, because after you sign the paperwork, agent goes, who knows what's going on? You're waiting for that Zillow listing to show up. You wanna, you're looking at your pictures. You don't know, what people are thinking. Is there any offers? So that communication, and then we're talking a little bit about expectations that the seller should have. That communication from an agent is something that agents should always do, and it's important to do. Especially in today's market, it's easy. You put a house on the market, it's like in a day it sells.
Yeah, if it's good.
But what if it's a winter, and then like 2 years ago, I remember you have to do multiple price drops. You have to communicate with the seller every week, at least every week. You have to do sometimes there's touch-ups that you need to do because buyers are coming in and they're complaining about something. And then you're like, if the complaints come back a couple times, you're like, okay, we have to do something about this, or drop the price. And if we don't want to drop the price, then we probably need to fix something. So there's a lot of,
different things.
Yeah, there's a lot that go right now.
Maybe we should talk about like mistakes. What mistakes you can avoid first, and most important is probably overpricing.
Yeah. Overpricing is the number one.
100%. Because even if you put the right price, 100% you're gonna get multiple offers and probably over the asking price. So it's gonna be better for you, and you're gonna sell it sooner than expected. Then you overprice, then you have to come up with lower price, and people will think Oh, I wonder what is wrong with this
Something
house.
wrong.
When you
Or you
start
can
dropping.
be under contract and then somebody gonna cancel on you.
Yeah.
You will be back on the
And
market.
you know why they canceled? And then you know why? Because the only way to protect yourself from these cancellations is when you have a list of buyers. So when you only have one buyer who you're dealing with as a seller, you're in their mercy. You know, you kind of have to sign a contract and hope it closes. And then the buyer also knows that he's the only one you got. So he's a little bit, flexible. And he's feeling like, maybe I overpaid. Let me look at something else as well. The best way for sellers is to have multiple buyers. But the way you do it is you bring attractive price. You have to put a fair market value as a listing asking price. But when you do the high price, you put it too much, then you're dealing maybe with one. You always deal with lowball offers. There's a lot of people who are looking at the houses that sit on 100 days on the market and just throwing lowball offers. And even if you get a buyer, then you get negotiating, and that's the only option. It's not really, win situation for you, as a seller. You want to be having multiple buyers. You choose. Yeah. And then if that one doesn't work out, you don't even have to change the status on the listing. You just renegotiate, go back to the second one, and like, hey, are you still in? Because that one, one just backed out. Are you still in? No. Okay, next. Are you still in?
So basically, you're waiting for the earnest money to be delivered.
Well, they can always cancel after that as well, but it's just sometimes buyers cancel, even after total review inspection. That's rare, but they lose earnest money at that point.
That happens. Yeah, that happened to me.
Or they still looking like they're still in a looking mode. They're
still searching.
They put an offer and they are still looking. That is true. Yeah,
they're under contract and
that even also might happen when you have even multiple buyers for your property. But then it doesn't hurt you that bad because you have other people that you had on the list.
Yeah.
You boil it down to 5.
Yeah.
Let's say you're always gonna have something that sticks out. Like this guy is doing great. He's following up. He has a good relationship with his clients. This offer looks good. That one. So you always probably have, like, if there's a lot, maybe 2, 3, 4.
Earnest money amount. Will you decide on that?
Yeah, of course. And then you look at all the options. Who gives more price? Of course, you look at the price. Of course. Then you look at that earnest money. Whoever gives more looks like a little more serious buyer.
Yeah.
But there could be somebody else who's given less, but they can also raise it. So that's when listing agent steps in and starts talking and uncovering what else can I see from you here, because there's something else better. You don't disclose, the prices, the earnest money. You just try to see who can do the best. And then you can always call for the highest and best. You can always say, we're calling for the highest and best tomorrow by 5 p.m. Some agents just wait and look at the numbers. They don't talk to nobody else. They just look at the numbers and they pick one. Listing agents don't pick the offer. Sellers pick. But always sellers would ask the advice. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Who is the best? For my sellers, I always say that the ones that stay in touch the most, the ones that has best relationship with the client, whoever can close with less contingencies is always the best. Most of the times we're dealing with financing. When there's cash,
cash is the
it's
king.
always bad.
Yeah, but they can after you under the contract, the attorney review period is done, they can switch to the finance.
That's
not a good move.
That's very, how do you say, shady. You say you cash, but then you're financing. We've had actually, and you know about this. We lost the offer because of the cash, and then they called us back. They said, this guy is now not cash, he's financing.
So that was a common
We just
thing.
don't want to work with them anymore.
Yeah.
We want to go with you.
That was a common thing.
Yeah.
Like when it was multiple offers, somebody just came up with a strategy. I will go cash and not go in cash.
Yeah.
Just to take it out of the market and like playing around after.
But
So what are you gonna do? You will go again? No.
Well, going back to like picking an offer, the offers that have contingency on selling their house, those are tough. So if somebody's listening to us and they need to buy and they need to sell, it's tough.
You will go overpriced anyway.
You have to put that contingency if you need to sell to buy. Some people don't have to sell to buy. They just will be doing that. But that's not contingent. That purchase is not contingent on the sell. So they can buy it and hold 2 properties. That's the best if you can do that. But if you can't, at least you want to be on the market, at least on your property. The best is if you're under contract on your property. then your seller is looking at you as like you're moving along. Looks like you're under contract. You've been under contract for a week. Looks like everything's going okay with you. You would still probably have to be the best offer and the highest price amongst everybody else for the seller to choose you. I've had success with FHA offers beating cash offers. I've had success with that. But I was on the phone. I was representing the buyer. I was on the phone on a listing agent. I couldn't let them go. It's like every hour I would follow up, promise, bag, do anything. Because you have to do it.
Financing is really important.
It's my friends that are buying. I promise you, these clients are buying it. They will perform. They will close. There's no questions, because the listing agent always is afraid that
when they see
what
FHA?
not only
What are
that,
they going to be not approved?
but the general fear is, what if they back out?
Yeah.
How serious is your buyer? And some listing agents just let's sign, and hope for the best. Some will protect their clients. So those that are protecting are good ones. But some of them are just let's get the deal done, sign it up, and hope for the best. That's
because the agent don't want to have to be in a situation when your listing come back on the market.
and that's like
Yeah,
a
that's
wounded
not-
duck.
that's
Especially
not good.
Wounded
when it
duck.
happened 2 times, then you will
Crazy.
just be desperate, and it could be not even your mistake. The people could just change their mind, and you representing your client going to be unprofessional, because that's obviously your fault. You did something wrong. You picked the wrong offer, and the second one could be the same one. What are you gonna do then? How do you explain it?
Yeah, it's not necessarily anybody's fault.
Yeah,
Sometimes buyers just waking up in the morning like,
They
plans
they
changed.
are
but seller need
freaking
to
out. They don't want to go with
seller
the
need to
sale.
blame somebody.
yeah,
You selling my house, you in charge of that,
Oh, we always like to blame someone,
of course.
for sure.
yeah. So it's once a deal falls apart, you go back on the market. Everybody starts asking, anything wrong. You have to answer those questions a lot.
Yeah, good idea is to put in remarks nothing wrong with the house, because that's what people will
Yeah.
think. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
There
And
was
some listing agents put first contract fell apart because the buyer backed out. Second
Yes.
contract fell apart because, and then it just,
the last deal, actually the last contract we had, it was like that. The description said about the contract fell
Yeah, what
apart
happened?
because of the
That's
nothing
good. It
on the
eliminates all the
inspection.
questions.
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
So and it's good when the other topic, when the agent filled everything with the disclosures, with the description, it's really looking professional for the other agents, and people will not find out something on the way. Like when you under contract, it couldn't be rent. You put it could be
Right.
rent. Yeah. So as a good agent for when you sell something, your agent must be really good on describing the place, even the
filling up the MLS sheet, remarks,
the
making
remarks
sure
for the
that
brokers.
you're not
That's
missing
why
out.
you have to also interview your seller, your client, to get the best out of it, right? The best information. What would catch attention?
So if the property can be rented and you forget to mark it rentable,
It's not gonna
people
be
have
in a-
filters on that.
Absolutely.
And if you're missing out on that, it's just that little mistake, you're missing out on half of the market.
More than half, because we have the automatic searches that
They have the filter set up.
you will not check any hand-picked, because it's hundreds every day, so you will be out of those filters, and you will be only for the market people who want to live there.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're missing out on the
That's
people who
absolutely different
are
demographic.
even
and-
considering renting. They have that filter set up.
yeah.
So it's like we have clients who are like, okay, find us a condo, got to be rented. Make sure the one that we buy, we have it rented. We put the filter right there.
Yeah.
And if the listing agent forgot to put the marked yes, we don't see it.
And actually,
Exactly,
We don't see it.
my best deals in investment for myself was when I found one without that mark, because
It could be rented.
Yeah,
Listing
yeah.
agent missed it. You got in because no competition.
I negotiated even. It was underpriced, and I negotiated because nobody was thinking that could be rented.
Yeah. So there you go. It's you're gonna give up too much.
Yeah.
You're gonna give up too much if you're the seller.
And
Yeah.
all the predictions right now that market will go up.
Yeah, predictions are so that the interest rates will keep being low.
Basically, they borrow
And Zillow should keep buying.
yeah, but maybe they know something that we don't know.
Maybe they know something.
Yeah.
They see the trend.
They see the
Maybe
trend.
they see something.
Because they were not putting any money into those places. They're just waiting and selling them. I have,
just flipping.
I have a similar
Just pay
case
too much.
I have a similar case. We were trying to buy a house, and it was not needs work. It's not livable basically. And the company bought it. Like the agent.
Oh
told
yeah,
me,
the offer you put.
yeah. The
Yeah.
agent told me that they have 170 properties, so she would not be able even to tell me anything.
To
like,
talk.
Yeah. So she was like,
can't talk.
give me an offer and like just go away. So the place was 370, and it was 1 month or something. Nobody was even like not even offers. Nobody was.
They
making
bought it.
for 300.
Yeah.
And they were
trying to flip.
Yeah, trying to flip.
Like
Not flip, just resell.
iBuyers.
Not even.
Amateurs iBuyers.
Yeah. So it was 1 month, and I have a client who was really interested, but they don't want to do like give them the full price because
Yeah, too
the
much.
place needs at least 100K investment. So
Yeah.
they offered 340, which gonna leave them at least some income. And the place
Yeah, they're
is-
gonna make some money. They
it's-
bought it
and
for
they-
300.
and I felt like I
bit.
texting to the robot. I'm not texting with a human. They will
Yeah.
just I'm doing 325, like going up
Yeah.
to 340, and they just keep texting me 363. Like that was the answer. Like
Yeah.
that's a negotiation. I'm giving the number, they're giving the same number.
Yeah, it's just I mean, too many houses they have.
Yeah.
But so the market is hot, and there is still a lot of buyers, not enough houses. But another
Yeah.
mistake, coming back to sellers, I'm gonna say, is they don't want to do anything. They just want to put it on the market and see what is gonna happen. No repairs, no cleanup, nothing like that. And I think this is another
Yeah.
mistake.
Yeah, the best ones are always cleaning,
Yeah.
decluttering, and paint. Those are the best. The
And
cheapest
the cheapest.
Yeah, I don't
and the
I
best.
don't
investments.
understand why you not paint your place. You're gonna spend 2K, and it's gonna be way more better looking.
Yeah,
for
more
the-
attractive.
Yeah,
That's for
even
sure.
just simple
course.
paint,
But-
the light color.
Declutter.
That depends
too.
on the seller. Not everybody has resources, time, contacts. Agents should help you. Agents have
Yeah,
contacts
that's
with
why
these
you need
people,
a
and
good
we
agent.
and we can always manage this for sellers. But sometimes when there's a lot of stuff, they still live in the house, a lot of kids. It's just not doable. You have to leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you live
You
there,
have to. You
it's
have
a little
to
bit. You have to wrap everything up. You have
know
to
what they
move everything
say?
to the
I was
middle.
reading something online. They say that, look at your house and you should remove 50% of your personal items. 50% is a lot, but still, that's what they said. And all the pictures, family pictures, certificates, whatever it is, your family, like
Mounts on the walls.
yeah. So you should remove, because you want future buyer, potential buyer, to see themselves visual, like have the picture of themselves living in this place. So this is another good tip, just to depersonalize the place and remove all the personal items.
Yeah, but if there is an opportunity and resourcefulness for cleaning, decluttering, and paint,
Yeah.
always the best.
They're gonna use staging. even.
Landscaping also.
Yes. Yeah.
The
that's
first 40
another good
seconds is
idea.
the most important. When the buyer comes, they're already reading the street, reading the neighborhood, reading the
The light,
outside
the
of the
smell.
and then they come in. It's usually they already know.
First
They already know.
impression,
Yeah.
always. Yeah.
And then once you start walking to the property, little things. When you look at the baseboard, you look at the corner of the window, you look at the little bit at the ceiling. These little touches, they start telling you a story about the house.
Mm-hmm.
If there's stuff that's
Not fixed.
looks
Yeah.
like that there's been attention has been dropped on the house, then you start wondering what else.
What else?
Yeah.
What else they didn't
But once
take
you
care
start
of?
seeing nice pieces of not only furniture but like doors, better doors, nice baseboard, beautiful hard floors, they start reading, okay, this house has been well taken care of.
So another good advice I'm gonna say is take care of the outside of your house.
Yeah.
Trim your bushes, cut your grass. Around this time of the year, we are before
Leaves, bunch of
Thanksgiving.
leaves. Bunch
Put
of
some
leaves.
pumpkins,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna catch attention. Christmas time,
Yeah.
put some Christmas decoration. It's gonna give the buyer this nice, warm, homey feeling like, oh, this is so nice. I want it.
I know one trick. They used to do that a lot at the open houses. They would put vanilla powder in the stove just so it smells
that.
like a cookie.
Or the
Cookie.
coffee.
Make
Yeah,
and the
cookies,
temperature in the house is important. If it's too cold, you want to leave.
Oh yeah.
If it's too warm, not so good as well. But the right temperature is very smart decision. You know, you always want to have a right temperature in the house. That little smell, you know, put some, you know, maybe cook some cookies. You know, smell of coffee is nice. But it depends. You know, not everybody can do everything. You know, you're not resourceful. Sometimes you're reselling the property of your relatives, and you have you even live in a different state. Sometimes it's
sometimes
not
it's
gonna,
hard because you're still living there and it's
Yeah.
the place still carrying your smells. It's
Smell.
like if you have a
But
dog,
this
or
is,
if you
yes.
Yeah.
So if you have a dog, again.
so not to have everybody overwhelmed. You know, maybe somebody's
Exactly,
listening right
because
now and
not
thinking,
everyone is like pet friendly buyer. You have to remember that. Like we think that all people loves pets. That's not.
actually,
necessarily
I
true.
have a good example. Recently, I showed the house to the young family. They have 2 kids, and they've seen the pet locker. You know, like to
Yeah.
not allow pet go around the place, and they were like, "Okay, we leave in because I don't want my
like pets.
kid to have."
But there's
the
nothing you
Yeah,
can
or
do as a seller.
allergies,
Yeah, that's the
allergies,
allergy.
But what
yeah.
about what if you're the seller? What are you gonna do? There's
No,
not. I mean, what can you do?
You,
Yeah,
you
you-
can
you-
you can
can't-
just remove. Okay, so you take your pet with you, especially if you have a dog. It's gonna be easier, and then you remove
what if you have-
all the balls.
We
like-
got a bunch of showings. You know, like
don't
10
leave,
showings a day.
don't leave a stuff related to your
Exactly,
pets.
like food. You know,
People don't know how many dogs do you have. Maybe you have 5 of them.
Yeah.
So
And
maybe
they think, oh, it's
Yeah.
gonna be nasty, dirty,
Yeah.
you know, stains on the carpet and stuff like that. So, and coming back to the smell, because I had this situation before, a lot of agents right now, they are asking sellers to buy those, you know, scents, which you plug in and it's gonna smell like the whole house. It's absolutely horrible idea.
Yeah.
I had people who are who has allergies and they are just like, no, I can't, I have to leave. So this little, you would think that, oh, it smells so nice, you know, when you walk
but the place
in.
not ventilated. That's
Yeah.
why, and it's so juicy inside.
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming, and a lot of people are just like, okay, I have allergies. It's just like irritating me. So this is another, you know, good idea just to try to, you know, what's gonna help with smell? Carpet cleaning. Clean your carpets. Just open your windows. Let the air, you know, flow.
And
So-
again, you gotta be closer to the mic. And again, that's all these tips are great for somebody who has resources to do all
Yeah.
that. So it's if you're like, okay, we can do anything, we're gonna do everything, we just need the top dollar. These are the tips. Not everybody can do everything we're talking about, but we have to, you know.
Yeah,
we're-
especially if the place is not expensive at all. So you don't want to invest.
Yeah.
You after your mortgage, after everything,
Let's talk about kitchen. What do you think about the kitchen? You gotta redo the kitchen or no? What do you think?
Okay, so the most important room that people are looking
Yeah.
at is kitchen and
Yeah.
bathrooms.
Yeah, it's for women.
Yes.
For men, it's a garage and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
basement.
I mean,
how
if
big how
you-
big is the garage?
How big is the garage? Where's my shelves? Where's my extra tires gonna go?
Yeah,
Where's my Christmas tree in the basement?
Can I hook the
No basement? No buying. Gotta be a basement.
so the kitchen?
No, I'm kidding. Kitchen.
Yes, I'm
important,
gonna say
for sure.
it is important. It's super old, and you don't want to invest that much. At least painted.
If I'm
know?
always looking at the kitchen like this. If there's like 50% of the kitchen life is still in there, cabinets are okay, everything looks okay. Sometimes it's an old kitchen, but a very well kept.
Yes.
I wouldn't touch
Yeah.
it.
I would do a trick. like just change.
Paint.
No. Just change the countertop.
Change the
Change the countertop with a sink. It's
Yeah.
gonna cost if the kitchen is not big and
If
you
the
have
sink is old,
you
changes
will
like shoes.
spend like 1,500 and it's gonna give you a completely different look and feel of the kitchen. Even if the cabinets are old, the new, like if you, let's say you install the granite or you install the quartz, it's gonna look much better and you will not replace the kitchen for 10K.
yeah. But if the kitchen's cabinets are old and looks like they, you know, you open them up and it's very old wood and stuff like that, then makes sense to redo it.
Yeah, it depends on the price of the place. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, yeah, depends on the price.
Or just offer, a credit.
Same
And
thing
that
with
would
bathrooms.
work, yeah.
Yeah, for the investments, I was redoing the one kitchen in my 2-bedroom investment apartment, and I raised the price 200 after that because the people.
After the kitchen.
Yeah,
But you were done everything. You were done
yeah,
floors and everything.
Yeah, I was painted the place, basically the toilet.
Did everything except for the bathroom.
Yeah, and I
windows.
didn't touch the ceiling. I didn't touch the fans. A lot of things I didn't touch. So the kitchen was the selling point. People was stopping there, and the kitchen was small, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's so nice." It was not expensive. It cost me like 6 or something K. So that was a selling point.
Yeah.
So in some cases, it's
Especially women, they
That's
really
true.
love kitchens when
Yeah.
they're new. Yeah, because on my rentals, every time I redo kitchens, I only do rehab when it's needed. I try to never do extra too much work for the. I'm talking about the rentals, not for like if somebody's thinking about selling their house. But when I'm redoing, I noticed that women are buying new kitchen.
They will
they
pay. They will
wanna
pay 100
rent.
more, 200
Yeah.
more per month
They would.
just to have a nice.
And also, like if you can expand it, make it a little bit bigger.
Like island or
Yeah.
something.
There's all the older houses have these little closed up kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
It's now modern to take off the walls and even expand the kitchen along the wall to the dining room and put an island. Pretty cool.
Yeah, the
Changes
islands-
the whole thing.
Yeah, island is gonna change the place dramatically.
Yeah. You put the lights on top, Great. Yeah. So like when let's say you're like the seller we'll talk about how to pick the best buyer, let's say. If the seller puts it on the market and finally we got multiple offers, put the right price, do an open house, we got like 10 offers. Which one to pick, How do you
Yeah.
know? Seller's always like, they're
That's
asking
why-
for our advice.
That's why you need a good agent.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
good agent.
Review.
I believe the good agent need to call to everyone just to gather as much information about every buyer.
What
as
about if
possible.
there's 30 offers? Would you call everybody?
No. Yeah, 30
you
offers.
always pick
You
you
should-
always pick good 5 maybe, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. You will not. You there was not a good well priced if you have 30 offers.
Yeah, underpriced for
Yeah.
sure.
So-
But if you got like something that's backing into the golf course, beautiful street, big houses, and you're a smaller house backing into the golf course, you got a patio redone, beautiful kitchen, you're gonna get a bunch of a demand. Bunch of people gonna start putting offers. Maybe 30 is a little bit too crazy, but like 10 in 2021 is pretty,
You will spend
pretty
all your time
off.
just to work with one that client because 30 offers gonna be 30 calls, 30
No,
emails,
but I
30
just
messages.
It's sometimes,
Yeah.
it's just
My friend, I did an open house. The traffic was amazing,
close to my.
and she got 12 offers. So it's pretty good number.
Okay, what's the hottest area right now in the suburbs and in the city?
In the suburbs,
Yeah.
I would say in the suburbs, the hottest area. It's pretty. It's hard to say. But suburbs that are a little bit farther are getting a lot of attraction.
Yeah.
A lot of people going there. A lot of people buying. Land is cheaper. Still, houses cheaper. They are newer. They started building that
houses,
later
bigger
after Chicago. Chicago
backyard.
started building first, and then the suburbs. A lot of people go there. I would say we go a lot to Algonquin, Huntley, these areas.
Like in the hills, super hot right now.
Schaumburg
prob-
always hot.
The cities that I think are underpriced and have a nice, they're nice cities but still underpriced is Elk Grove and Roselle. Elk Grove Village and Roselle. They're as good as Schaumburg, I think, but they're not at the price level what Schaumburg is already at. Schaumburg grew pretty fast, appreciated so much. There's also Bartlett next to Schaumburg. It's doing pretty good. A lot of people there's the schools are not as attractive to some people, but Roselle, Elk Grove Village are two suburbs where prices I think will see good appreciation this next year. These two cities, my opinion. But a lot of what
But
we
a lot
see,
of people are moving west. That's what I noticed.
Naperville is pretty, pretty busy now.
You need to go
Yeah.
super far if you want to go north.
Yeah.
West is closer, and you have more highways, more options to get to the city. But basically, you don't need to get to the city if you go there. If you live 1 hour from the city, you're not.
Like if you live in Schaumburg, you don't need to go nowhere.
Exactly.
Everything's
You
in
have
there.
everything there. A
Everything's
lot
there.
of
But you
Like,
still can.
I'm in
But
Park Ridge.
Restaurants,
I'm in Park Ridge. Car wash,
entertainment.
no Park Ridge car wash. You go to a Costco or any other store, you go to Niles or you go to River Grove. There's no Costco in Park. So Park Ridge is expensive, But if you start going in dealership, no dealers in Park Ridge, as far as I know. There's one Toyota and a Dempster and Greenwood, but I think that might be. I think it's still Park Ridge, or it could have been not Des Plaines.
So why do people go to the park? That's the closest suburb from the
Schools,
from the city.
location,
Yeah.
schools.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's a community for how do you say it? It's a nice community for families to live and spend time. But if you need
Still
something,
close
you
to the
go
city.
to the next suburb.
Still close to the city.
Well,
Yeah,
not even
like
that, but
what-
you know, if you are close to the highway, that's good enough.
But what about Norwich? It's cheaper.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
It's just on
close
the
to
other
the
side.
highway.
Yeah.
Close to the highway.
And Norwich is awesome, but for the price that you get at Norwich, 400,000, you go to Algonquin, you buy a mansion.
Oh, wow.
You got a
You're gonna
mansion
get
for 400.
an awesome house.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
newer.
every
It's
Yeah,
time-
newer.
Every time
And
But-
schools are good there.
No, it's not gonna be full brick. No more full brick.
That's true.
Every time in a city when you want a 2-bedroom or something, I have a client who looking for 2-bedroom in a city, and the prices there, like, and I'm looking for 3-bedroom in the city, so I know the prices. Every time when I tell that to clients who live in suburbs, they, oh my God, you can buy like 3-story building in the suburbs. Yeah, you can, and you're looking for the 3-bedroom only, but the price for that 3-bedroom goes so dramatically up if you like even go 7 years ago. Because if you take West Town,
city.
yeah,
In
in
the
the
city.
city. If
Yeah.
you go West Town, if you go Wicker Park, Wicker Park is too hot even. If you go Lakeview, the taxes are high and the price is like $500,000 for 2-bedroom. Nice 2-bedroom is going to be $500,000 in Lakeview. That's like
Yeah.
if you want a nice 3-bedroom, you need to go like, and you want a garage, because what are you gonna do without a garage? You need to spend like 700,000, 800,000 for a nice 3-bedroom in a city. Not to be in a nice neighborhood and to be close to the city and not far from the highway.
So what if you have 2 kids and you're in the backyard?
You go to the Park Ridge or Schaumburg.
Park Ridge, you're looking for $1 million.
Yeah. You go to Schaumburg.
Yeah, you go to Schaumburg. Or you go to the Hoffman Estates. That's actually the good area right now. The
Oh,
good-
Hoffman, yeah.
Yeah.
Hoffman
could
good
have
for
filled.
investments. But actually,
Great location.
the best investment, like in the recent times, I have with my client. He bought for 150. That's not a townhouse, but it's close to townhouse, like a coach
A
house.
coach house.
They consider it condo, but it has a garage. It has a first floor, second floor. So
Doesn't have a first floor, second floor. Once you start going
the
in,
first floor
there's
has
stairs.
your laundry room
Yeah.
and your garage.
Still
So
condo.
You have some space in the first floor. Anyway.
Is there anybody below you?
Yeah.
It's a condo.
Yeah, but that's a garage from the other condo.
Yeah. So kind of townhouse, you just have one wall.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's what.
But 150, the payment's going to be around 1,100 or something. That's investment property, and you can easily rent it for 1,500.
So $400
For
cash
easily.
flow net on the Hoffman Estates.
And the place was new, like that was redone.
Done.
Yeah. So
What are
Hoffman-
what are other good areas? You want to disclose your area?
Oh yeah, my favorite. But not everybody ready to go there. Actually,
Yeah.
all my investments are in Oakland, Chicago Ridge, and Worth. For those of you who don't know, that's southwest from Chicago.
It's like Cicero 95.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So
That neighborhood.
that's the best cash flow you can find around Chicago. Hoffman Estates is close, but you need to invest more. Your
Yeah.
down payment is going to be around 1,500, something like that.
Yeah. Because the price is a little
Yeah,
higher.
the price is high, but it's going to went up in the price.
So what's bad? Okay, so since we're talking about that, so let's say you're looking for net cash flow $300. Let's say, what's better? Buying a little bit more expensive stuff that's going to appreciate a little bit faster, or buying cheaper,
My
which
strategy,
is going to be doing.
my strategy for right now is buy more cheaper to take more
Cash flow.
and in my
Don't
case,
worry about appreciation.
yeah, in my case, all my investments in 1 year give me a deposit for one more, even if I don't take it from my pocket.
So you wait 1 year.
So-
all the cash flow.
Yeah,
You have all the money.
Every
to put.
other year, my investments buying one more, and it's gonna be growing. So if
Yeah.
if I want to put some more money, I can buy 2 or 3 or like whatever I want. But even if I don't do nothing, I have plus one condo every year. So
Yeah.
that's in my case.
That's your investments are buying you the investment.
Yeah.
Money making money.
Yeah.
This was a good one for the first episode. We'll be back again talking about different topics. Thanks everybody who was watching and listening to us. See you on the next one.
Bye.